My confirmation saint is Saint Joseph. I picked him because he's both a hard worker and a good family man as well, protector and provider of the Holy Family. Already in high school, I knew I had a tendency to overwork, but I had a desire to be a loving husband and father as well. So that was my reason for picking Saint Joseph, but God had other plans because Saint Joseph is also a celibate spouse and a spiritual father, much like I am today. Very often I get the question, what if I feel attracted to both the priesthood and marriage? Well, in the Latin Church, married priesthood isn't really a possibility. So what's going on here? In psychology, there's this idea called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Namely, some things are more fundamental than others, which may be of a higher value. For example, food and water are essential, but obviously that's not our highest value, like friendship. I need food to live, but I shouldn't give up my friends for a meal. Hebrews 5 verse 1 says that a priest is chosen from among men. So first and foremost, a priest is a human being, a man, and as such with all the human needs and desires of all men. It's normally unhealthy for a man called to the priesthood to experience a desire for marriage and children, among other things. In fact, if a man doesn't have the love and capacity and some desire to be a husband and a father, that might be problematic. But not every man has a desire to be a priest or to live a life of prayer and service and celebrate the sacraments and so on and so forth. So if a man does have those desires, even if he has the desire to marriage, he should take his discernment very seriously. And he very likely has a call to the priesthood or religious life. St. Paul in 1 Corinthians 7 even goes so far as to say that anyone who can be celibate should do so for the sake of the Lord. And in that way, they'll be able to be more concerned with the things of God and give their lives to Him. When I heard this verse and reflected on it, I realized if God is calling me to do this, perhaps I could be celibate. And that's what made me begin to ask and discern if this is what God is calling me to do. Hearing St. Paul's advice and realizing that I could live that way was what made me begin to seriously discern and ask if God was calling me to the celibate life. At the same time, everything felt so conflicted when I was discerning. Discernment can be a very confusing and angsty time where you don't know which side is up. But in retrospect, I see that all my desires, all that I am, points in one direction. Everything makes sense that this is my vocation because this is who I am and who God has made me to be. God will fulfill and satisfy the deepest desires of your heart. He wants you to be happy. He is the one who has made you and planted those desires in your heart, and He will fulfill them. My desire for loving intimacy and true fatherhood, which I thought was to be in marriage, has been fulfilled in my priestly life and ministry. In some of the upcoming episodes, we'll look at other objections to the priesthood, but also glimpses in what it means to be a priest. But even now, if you feel some attraction to the life of the priesthood, I encourage you to discern that seriously, to find a spiritual director to help you, to pray at least 30 minutes a day, and to ask Jesus if this is what He's asking you to do with your life.
Praise you, God, for I am wonderfully made. Search me, Lord, see me, God, lead me along an ancient path you have in store for me.